Greetings, or should I say green interwebs. Check K, welcome. This is the first time you're seeing it all here. Technically, probably only by a loose word of technicality, because it's Kirby's Dreamland. Every Kirby fan's probably seen this already. If not, it's been erased. It has some, I was gonna say it has so many incarnations. There's, if you play a Kirby game, you've probably seen it somewhere. But then again, then I remembered that I'm mixing that Kirby's Dreamland is technically different from Kirby's Adventure. So I couldn't just say, oh, this is remade in the Game Boy Advance. No, that's Nightmare Dreamland. That's Kirby's Adventure's remake. So I mean, but if you play Kirby Superstar Ultra, there's Spring Breeze, and that's essentially a remake of this game. So I got that going for me. Anyways, yeah. This wouldn't be a first view per se. This is probably one of the earlier games I've ever played, because I never actually owned it, but back when I actually was in close relations with family and friends, I got to play this on someone's Game Boy way back then, and it's a short enough game that I'm pretty sure I've beaten it. Childhood memories from way back then are very vague for me. Like, I remember the first video game I ever got was a Game Boy Color with Pokemon Red. But even the details of what my team was like going through that adventure the first time have become really foggy over the years. But, oh, that was a bit of a tangent to just say, I technically played this game before, but it's been so long, I figure it's a good time to revisit it. Also, it's a short game, and I kind of want to get back into the swing of doing streams. So, there's all that. Oh, that's right. Yeah, you can't just press A. You don't actually fly unless you hold up. It's been so long since I've played an old school Kirby game that I kind of forgot that. Also, I forgot about the fact that it's been so long since I played on Super NES, I forget that B... Or I forget that I guess A is still jump. But memories of my wires must have got mixed up and all that because I was expecting the lower button to be the jump button. Yeah. I think pressing up to fly is going to take a little bit more to get used to than I would expect. But that's fine. It's the first level, and it's very generous because that's what Kirby's known for. Well, technically Kirby games can be hard, but that's a whole other matter for another time. Point being, well, there is no point. This is just a casual playthrough to try to get myself back in the stream because I definitely feel the rust. Like, I did a Game & Chill recording. Did I really just get hit by the first mini-boss twice? The back turned the wrong way? I guess I did. Yeah. I did do a game... Did that really count as damage? That explosion really does last a long time. Maybe if I can, like, talk for more than 2 seconds before I have words come out of my mouth before getting interrupted by gameplay and all that. I'd not forget what I was even talking about along the way. I did do a Game & Chill recording earlier. That's the main reason why I'm doing this instead of Legends Arceus for the casual stream. Because I already played Legends Arceus earlier today, and I didn't want to be too redundant for my sake. And I've been meaning to do a playthrough of a game for a really long time. Taking quite a bit of time to get back into the swing of things. Better late than never, though. And I figure something like this would be a good way to do so. Nice chill way to get started and back into the swing of things, and if my confidence is good enough, and the stream hasn't been going too long, maybe we'll even try out the infamous hard mode. Is dropkick in this game? No, it's just it's inhale and spit out. That's all you got, because this is the first. Yeah, I really thought they would have had some sort of secret hidden around here. Oh well. Yeah. I definitely took for granted just how much more spice and action that something as simple as copy abilities added to the series. Then again, going back to the whole concept of only fighting enemies by inhaling and spitting out, brings me back to some actually nostalgic memories of Kirby Superstar Ultra. Like, probably one of my proudest feats from childhood gaming was the fact that I beat the true arena without using copy abilities. It's definitely one of the earlier videos I've done for the channel. If not something I was planning on making a video, but ended up scrapping. Like, it was, all I remember is that it was something I wanted to record, but it was before the time of Nintendo 3DS capture device. I screwed it up. I spit it out, and you do the mic thing. You don't inhale it to get a mic, because there's no copy abilities. Well, something tells me there's going to be a lot of that in this playthrough. Man, and I was just boasting about how awesome possum my Kirby prowess, however you pronounce it with the Z, were. Okay, yeah, okay, it's just an explosion. Neat. Come out of the question mark block. I wonder if that's a reference to anything. Like, the mask that I just inhaled and spit it out earlier definitely felt like the Phantoms from Mario 2. Oh, this is weird. I can't inhale because I'm underwater, but they didn't implement the snorkel thing yet. So I just quote-unquote swim by walking in the air, and I don't know if I'm gonna ever get used to it. Okay, good thing there's no way for me to mess up using the invincibility of all things. That's nice. Woo-wee! It's been a while since I've experienced slowdown in a retro game. But I think that was a little bit of retro slowdown. I think, like, this is gonna sound old manny of me, but the greatest thing about old video games is that it didn't really matter if the frame rate was bad or not. I'm not saying that all new games have bad frame rate. I'm saying when the new games, that is much more noticeable in new games than old games. And there's like a bunch of old games that actually have slowdown that, but you never really even noticed growing up because they actually worked. They acknowledged that there was going to be slowdown going into making the game, and made the game around it. Examples I can think of off the top of my head include like how certain N64 games like Ocarina of Time and I think Banjo-Kazooie. Is this a second invincibility item? Oh no, this is not invincibility. This is the air puff thing. I remember this, but not until much later. We'll get into what I really feel like this is actually useful for. Back on my tangent though, like, I think Banjo-Tooie is probably like really, and maybe even DK64. I don't even remember if there was slowdown in DK64. But that's the thing, I don't... Even with the memories I have of that game, I don't remember the frame rate being an issue, so it doesn't really matter if the frame rate actually was or was not an issue, or whether or not it existed. The games were... It it wasn't to the detriment of the game. I'm pretty sure I feel like I need to fact check myself now, but I'm pretty sure Banjo-Tooie had a few examples of this where, like, you worked with the game, or, like, it definitely pushed the N64 too far and had a slowdown as a result, but it worked with it. I don't know if I'm thinking of examples of when they, like, desync the sound or anything like that, or, like, they intentionally, like, slowed down the music so it actually would still be in sync with the game. And all I know is that I remember stories of them trying to replicate it for things like, well, emulation in general, not official and unofficial. And how it would result in music being desynced to the video games, things like DK64, where, like, the game was... That's what it was! The certain mini-games in Donkey Kong 64 were intentionally made with the slowdown in mind, which is great and fun for the time. Kinda sucks in modern times when you're trying to replay it on televisions and stuff, and overall technology that doesn't have to worry about, that actually has a processing power to do the proper frame rates and all that. Resulting in minigames being much more harder than they were intended, because things are actually running in normal speed now when the game was built around the concept of being slower. It makes sense in my head, but I feel like I'm not really expressing it properly. I think you'll at least know what I'm talking about. It's just a shame that I can't find the right words right now. But I can't really think of... I got so deep into that back in the old days, the old games were good, sort of tangent. I forgot what I was originally talking about. I'm not even sure there was a point. Like, Kirby is Kirby. I've kind of, like, it was definitely a series that I grew up with, but I really haven't had a good opportunity to get into in modern times. I think the worst part was I tried to get back into it with Kirby Star Allies, and I was just incredibly underwhelmed by that game. I heard fantastic things about... God, no. The Switch Kirby game that just recently came out. Why am I blanking out on its name? It's not the remake, but the 3D Kirby. It's not Kirby Animal World. Kirby in the Forgotten Land, that's what it was. I played the demo of that, I really loved it. I was meaning to actually play the game, but I just never found the time to... I never got around to buying it because I never found the time to actually put aside to playing it. Also because I'm in a situation where I am really getting burnt out by AAA Nintendo games, where it just feels like so many times when I buy a game for the Switch, at least full retail, that it never really feels worthwhile. Or like, in case of Splatoon 3, like, I have a fantastic time with the story, but I just burn out on the actual game itself. So it's just like really hard for me to justify getting new games. And then there's also time. I definitely have a huge backlog of video games. And just a combination of the two things like that kind of just made it hard for me to actually get into too many Switch games, and I just can't trust it. Oh, here it is. This was the boss fight in particular that I was thinking of, where that power-up really gets its use in. It's definitely a neat idea for a boss fight, considering it's the only one of its kind. Ah, shoot. No, if I die here, of all times, though, we could be in for a bit of a hard time. And when a game makes you just tap a button repeatedly for no good reason, though, it makes me really wish I had a controller with a turbo button. the stuff that's been coming up with my wrists lately kind of just really makes me self-conscious of anytime I'm just tapping a button repeatedly with no rhyme or purpose. And I've really become afraid of button mashing in this year of 2023 in particular. It seems like, God, I hate to be a downer with all the tangents, but it feels like every tangent I've had has been negative, but I can't think of anything else to talk about. And I feel like I gotta bring this up. I swear this will be the last one, though. It feels like the past couple years I've had a theme. Like, 2020 was 2020. 2021, let's be honest, was still 2020. 2022 was the year that my stomach decided, hey, guess what? I hate you, and I'm gonna be upset for no apparent reason and make you go through many medical appointments that just completely waste your time and money. And then just magically, I will get over myself when you least expect it. Okay. So 2022 was like the year of the stomach, and now 2023 is the year of the random carpal tunnel-like feeling in my wrist. Just like, I hate it. Can I just catch a break for 1 year? It doesn't even matter if I get over the wrist stuff by 2024, because 2024 is going to be the year of... 2024 is going to be a dumpster fire in of itself, because let's just say it's the year of politics, and leave it at that. Oh god. At least I think there's a bit of humor to be found from all that. And, you know, the wrist has gotten a lot better than when it first came up, so hopefully it won't be an all-years thing. Like, right now, I don't notice anything in the year. I guess with how carelessly I was playing, a death was inevitable. These things, now I only really, like, it only is noticeable anymore when I'm doing real vigorous, repeated work with my hands. Like, oh, I don't know, my job that is 90% typing on a keyboard that I strive to be as efficient as possible with, which often means typing as fast as I can. And anytime I have to button mash in a video game. Two things I've been doing a lot, especially when I was doing all the work with Paper Mario. Something I was doing way more than I like to admit with working on a Paper Mario mod. I hate to sound like I'm complaining, but right now I'm just really finding it humorous more than anything, I swear. Oh, that's a shame. Having that run out right before the boss fight. Oh, come on. I was gonna use that against the boss. Jeez. This is normal mode. And getting my butt handed to me this badly. I'm gonna try not flying. Next time. Next time I'm gonna try not flying and see if that actually helps at all. Good. I know I've been meaning and been needing to play something that's not an RPG for once, but I did not realize how badly I needed to unrust myself on platformers until this very moment. Gee willy wonkers, I don't feel like I've played this bad at a platformer in a very long time. It's just enough that, like, I'm so used to flying by repeatedly tapping A. So when I'm moving, sometimes I accidentally press up, and then, like, sometimes I want to dodge and just want to press A a couple more times to get a little bit higher, and then it doesn't work. And then there's other times that I'm like, well, that's not a good example, but sometimes when I'm just moving left to right and then accidentally fly upwards. I think I was playing a Kirby game, so I'm gonna vibe. What was I talking about? That's right, it doesn't make you invincible, it's just... Just makes you puff. As you may be able to see, I am not a hardcore Kirby fan. So my memory on the series is a little bit rusty. Alright, boss time already? I barely just survived Junior. Can't imagine how much of a mess that doing Crackle Senior is gonna be. Really digging the jam though. Alright. If estimations are quite right, then just need 4 more hits. Looks like they're kind of generous. Yeah, like every hit's a square, so that's kind of working out here and there. Two down, two to go, I suppose.